Tonight, we now know the names of two people who died in a plane crash at Lake Hickory.
Yeah, the victims are identified as 63-year-old Jeffrey Cooley, who was the pilot, 49-year-old Brian Miller, who was a passenger in this plane. The crash happened around 11:30 yesterday morning.
Officials say shortly after takeoff, that plane hit power lines and crashed into a part of the lake in Catawba County. The NTSB investigating now, but we can tell you this is just one of several small aircraft crashes that we've reported on across the Carolinas in recent months.
Yeah, WCNC Charlotte's Kaylin Hagwood has been looking into the potential causes. Kaylin, what have you learned here?
Well, Colin, these investigations can take more than a year to complete fully, but causes range from engine issues to pilot error. And despite these crashes, aviation leaders tell me it's important to put this in perspective. Most flights do take off and land safely.
Across the country, small aircraft crashes have been raising concern.
To go around back and see an airplane in our backyard that had crashed.
In Catawba County, an aircraft crashed late July.
We're used to small planes that fly in from Laneys Airport right across the road, but never one crashing in our backyard.
And it wasn't the only one. In the Carolinas alone, the National Transportation Safety Board recorded at least 8 other small aircraft issues over the past month, including in North Myrtle Beach, where 4 passengers and a pilot died. Sunday at Lake Hickory, a pilot and passenger lost their lives.
About 75 to 80% of the accidents we see are pilot error of some kind.
Richard McSpadden is with the Aircraft Owners and Pilots Association, supporting general aviation pilots. He says tens of millions of flights take off each year with no problem, with pilots training at flight schools like Victory Lane Aviation for different circumstances.
They'll train for adverse maintenance conditions if they lost an engine, if there was an engine fire, if there was a loss in navigation.
In a statement to WCNC Charlotte, the Federal Aviation Administration says it looks at specific factors as part of every accident investigation, including pilot performance, pilot medical qualifications, and the airworthiness of the aircraft. Adding that they've worked with the general aviation community to develop mitigations that address several leading causes of accidents, including in-flight loss of control and engine issues.
So we've had a tremendous success in dropping our fatal accidents. Of course, we'd like to see it get down to 0.
Well, large commercial carriers are more heavily regulated and haven't seen issues like this in the U.S. recently. But the aviation community, including the FAA and the NTSB, have been working to make improvements to safety even there after a series of near collisions earlier this year.